Hadaan ako.
Like, oh, it's my time to shine.
At just feel ko kalilin.
Where are you from?
I'm born and raised in Ilocos Norte, and I lived in a city called Lawag, which is so like the same meaning as Gara, because Lawag means bright, and Gara also means brilliance, bright. And I moved to Manila, and when I was in college, so that I was like 16 years old, so I was living alone since then.
What do you like about living in Manila?
So I moved in Manila when I was starting out in college, so that's like 15, 16. And I love that I was able to get to know so many new people and then like connect with them. And also like I was really able to express myself more because living in a bigger city is so different from growing up in the province. Like one of the things is when I was in the province, like I was always so ashamed of like dressing up because like not everyone would really dress up when going to malls. We didn't even have malls, by the way. So like we just go to palengke or like small department stores. So it's not really something that you would dress up for. Where compared to living in Manila, I could like dress up because you go to parties, you go to malls, and then everyone is very accepting and very friendly, and they would say like you look nice with your outfits, like that. And it's such a very different culture and vibe. And I feel like I get to be more myself here.
What did you like about living in the province?
Growing up in the province, I think you get to appreciate the little things in life. Even just getting to a place for like 1 minute and you spend like 5 pesos or 7 pesos. You become so grateful because if you're in the city, like you have to spend 100 pesos, like just to get to somewhere, like that's the minimum price. But yeah, things like that. And also, you get to appreciate how quiet it is to be living there and then just be with nature. And then in Ilocos, in Lawag, there's so many beautiful places. Like for me, it's one of the most beautiful places here in the Philippines. So if you haven't been to Ilocos and you're from the Philippines, you should go.
How did you start your career in fashion and beauty?
That's a long story, but I'll try to keep it short. I know I've always wanted fashion. Like I was surrounded by so many clothes and so many shoes, like bags growing up because my parents were one of the first retailers of like RTWs in Ilocos, in Lawag. So I grew up around them. I think it's also how I express my creativity and it's always been my passion. My mom always encouraged me to dress up nicely, like everything about fashion. She's like one of my fashion icons. When I think about it, when I was younger, people would like wanted to be doctors or like lawyers. But me, like, I always knew that my career would end up in fashion. So funny thing is, when I was choosing my degree for college, it was so hard because growing up in the province, resources are super limited. When I had to choose what degree to take for college, I didn't know what to do because I can't sketch. And all I knew is fashion is about designing, sketching, or like being in a business. Like what my parents do. I don't know, like I didn't really think about it as a career that I would do. So I took up Asian Studies instead, which is so far from what I'm doing right now. But while I was taking up Asian Studies, I also didn't want to stop already because I didn't want to be delayed. I wanted to graduate on time, so I pushed myself. But also, I felt like there was something lacking inside because I wasn't doing something I was super passionate about. Along the way, like I realized because of living in Manila, like there's so many things na you get to know people and they would tell you about their career. So I realized like fashion is just not all about sketching or designing. Like there's so many aspects that you could do. Like you can do like styling, you can do merchandising, marketing, so many aspects in fashion that you can do. In college, this makeup artist, a good friend of mine, I think I owe her my fashion career because she recommended me to be an intern to a styling studio. It's G Hoxon Studio, by the way. So I started interning there, and then in college, while I was doing my thesis, I was also interning. I had to go out at 9 p.m. with my partner just to pull out clothes for a shoot the next morning. I even had to miss classes just so I could attend a shoot. I had to attend shoots at like after my class and then stay there until 2 a.m. Things like that. I really had to start from scratch just so I could build my connections, because I knew, like, I realized when I was in third year or second year college that, oh, this is something. I don't see myself like pursuing this course. Like, I don't see myself as like, the ambassadors of the Philippines. Or like, I don't see myself as a professor, but I see myself dressing up as a professor. But I never really saw myself like doing those kind of stuff. So when I realized that there's also other things outside like designing and in the fashion industry, there's merchandising, there's marketing, there's so much things you can do outside just sketching. So if you're someone who thinks you can pursue fashion because you can draw, I'm telling you now, there's so many things you can do that's not that. So explore your options. Just research, watch TikTok videos, because that really helps now. And then like just be out there. So after college, I decided to take a break because I didn't know what to do with my life. I didn't know how, after my interning as a fashion stylist, I really didn't know what to do because I didn't know what's my next step. So I decided to take a fashion course, short course at School of Fashion and Design. So there, like, I took up fashion marketing. It's just like a 3-month thing. But doing that really helped me with my resume because, yeah, I can't apply to fashion brands without really an experience because I only had like the fashion internship. So I did that. So after that, I started applying for like so many companies right after fashion school. Like, I didn't get interviews from all of it, but if you're persistent of what you want and then you're super passionate about it, I think there's nothing impossible. In terms of the beauty industry, I'm gonna be honest, I just started like doing my skincare, doing my makeup only in 2021, like right after the pandemic. When I was in college, I was always so insecure because everyone was also glammed out going to school. Like, they would have, I think when I was in college, it was the Tony Moly lip tint, and they all had that, and I didn't have one because I grew up in the province. Like, I didn't even know how to put my blush. All I knew was chopsticks, like EOS lip balms. That's all I know. And I was always so insecure about it. But I was like, whatever, I can. So I spent like so much of my adult years like figuring out how to do my makeup, trying to buy, and then I always end up giving up. But that's one of the things why I love living in Manila, because it really pushed me to do things that I'm super afraid of or things that I'm not good at. So I think 2019 or 2021, like after the pandemic, like I became friends with so many people because of work, and at the same time like became friends with my favorite people, the gays. They like inspired me like to comb my hair, to start combing my hair because I didn't comb my hair. I didn't even own one. And then they would tell me, like they would teach me how to do my makeup, and then there, like, I started from scratch. Like, I had three products before. Like, I just had the blush, lipstick, lip balm. Like, super simple. But yeah, until I realized when I was going to work that not just your outfit, like doing your makeup, fixing your hair, it really helped me present myself to people. And then I guess I became more confident of how I look like. That may sound super vain, but you gotta do what you gotta do.
What are your favorite beauty products?
Oh, my favorite beauty products? I'm still figuring out like everything because I just started. Shout out to all my friends like giving me free stuff because I would never have afforded like all the makeup that I have now. So that's how supportive they are. They like just keep giving me things. So just I could try and then like practice on how to do my blush perfectly or like highlighter. But one of my favorite skincare products that I really swear, this is not an ad, but I love Moisture Surge from Clinique. I just discovered that last year and it's so hydrating because when I went to the States, it was my first time and it was super cold, and then that really helped me with my skin, and then it felt so glowy after.
What are you excited about in the digital marketing space?
What I'm really excited about is that it helps younger people like me before figure out what they want in life. I know there are also like bad things like being always on social media because of the pressure. But also, I think if you think of it in a positive way, it also helps like the teens figure out what would they want, or like it could be a resource. For example, I was watching a TikTok video the other day. She's a buyer, so she was discussing in her TikTok videos how her work sends her to Paris, to New York for buying, like for her work. And then I saw the comments, and then there were like teenagers commenting how like what's your work? How did you start? And then I think if I would have had that when I was younger, that I wouldn't have wasted 4 years of my life like studying a degree that I don't want. And I would have started my career in beauty and fashion earlier. That's something I'm super excited about because it's already out there, and then it just depends on you and how you will use it.
Thank you so much for sharing your story with us.
Thank you for having me. I'm so awkward. This is my first time, so